Sean Strickland or Robert Whittaker? Who deserves the title shot next? And by the way, whoever I say in this video should have the title shot next is of course going to be after UFC 305. The criteria I'm going to be using is the competition of their last 5 fights and their performances in their last 5 fights. Starting off with the former champion and #1 contender, Sean Strickland. In Sean Strickland's latest fight, he fought Paulo Costa in UFC 302, where he got the decision win in a pretty one-sided fight. Strickland did his usual pressure, teeps, jabs, 1-2s, and in the last round he hurt him but couldn't get the finish, which was a good performance for the former champion. Before the Costa fight, Sean Strickland was champion and had to fight DDP. Now this fight is controversial where many people thought Sean Strickland won against Dricus du Plessis, and a lot of people think Dricus du Plessis beat him. Me personally, I do think Dricus du Plessis took the dub from Sean Strickland. But before that, Sean Strickland had a very shocking and surprising one-sided fight against the former champion Israel Adesanya, who will be competing this Saturday against Dricus du Plessis. Sean Strickland beat Israel Adesanya very one-sidedly, where he pressured Izzy a lot, used his jab, his teep. He hurt him once in the first round, and put on a great performance to become the new champion. But before that, Sean Strickland fought Abus Magomedov, where he TKO'd him. Abus Magomedov is not really on the caliber of the other people who are going to be on this list. Sean Strickland capitalized on Abus Magomedov's tiredness and went for the TKO. Before that, Sean Strickland fought the current #4 contender, Nassourdine Imamov. Sean Strickland ended up getting the decision win over Imamov, which aged pretty well. So Sean Strickland did fight some good competition in his last 5 fights. Moving on to another former champion, Robert Whittaker. In Robert Whittaker's last fight in Saudi Arabia, he had a stunning performance against Ikram Aliskerov, who's a very high-level rising prospect. Ikram Aliskerov is obviously not really on the level of the other guys on this list, but I do think he's better than Abus Magomedov. Ikram Aliskerov has some pretty decent striking with some pretty decent wrestling, but he did ended up getting finished by TKO in the first round by Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker looked flawless and looked better than ever. But before that, Robert Whittaker fought a guy Sean Strickland fought, which is Paulo Costa. Robert Whittaker had another good performance over Paulo Costa where he got the decision win in a really entertaining fight. Paulo Costa did hurt Whittaker in the first round, but with not much time remaining, where he could not get the finish. And Robert Whittaker used his high-level fight IQ in the 2 other rounds to outstrike and be more efficient, which ended up getting him the win. Before that, Robert Whittaker had to fight the current champion Dricus du Plessis, who will be fighting on August 17th against Israel Adesanya. Robert Whittaker ended up getting TKO'd by Dricus du Plessis. He got hurt with a jab and then ended up getting finished. But moving on, we have Robert Whittaker versus Marvin Vettori. Robert Whittaker ended up getting the decision win over Marvin Vettori, which is a pretty decent win. But before that, he had to fight former champion Israel Adesanya in their rematch, because in the first fight he ended up getting TKO'd. But in the second fight, he ended up doing much better, where he still did lose, but by decision. So now let's compare Sean Strickland and Robert Whittaker's fights. Both fought Dricus du Plessis, but Sean Strickland ended up losing by decision, and Robert Whittaker ended up losing by TKO. So the edge goes to Sean Strickland there. They both fought Israel Adesanya, where Robert Whittaker lost by decision, and Sean Strickland won by decision. So that goes to Sean Strickland. Now, I do think Ikram Aliskerov is better than Abus Magomedov, and Strickland TKO'd Abus in the second round, while Whittaker TKO'd Ikram in the first round. So that goes to Whittaker. They both fought Paulo Costa, and they both beat him by decision. But I do think Sean Strickland did end up putting on a better performance while he won every single round in my opinion, while Robert Whittaker got hurt in the first round and ended up losing the first round. So that goes to Sean Strickland. Now, if we're comparing Nassourdine Imamov to Marvin Vettori, at the time, Marvin Vettori was better than Nassourdine Imamov, so I would give the slight edge to Robert Whittaker. So I have it 3-2 Sean Strickland, which in my opinion makes him deserve the title shot more. But if Robert Whittaker beats Khamzat Chimaev in UFC 308, it'll be a whole different talk. And I might have to remake a video about this. So yeah, I think Sean Strickland deserves the title shot more than Robert Whittaker. And also, my bad for not posting yesterday. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you guys think, and spaz out.